Happy Sunday, everyone. Happy April. I think it's April. The time is flying. Happy springtime. Happy allergy season. If you on struggle, join the crowd because I am on struggle too, but that's okay. We're going to get it through. As always, if this is your first time here, my name is Beverly Johnson, owner of Genesys Fitness. I'm located in Huntsville, Alabama, and I am so glad that you came and dropped by for a little while on this Sunday afternoon. Now, for everyone that saw the announcement, today is the Foodie edition. And when I say Foodie edition, we are blessed to have the amazing chef Donald Smith in the house today. And he is the creator of some amazing recipes, amazing spices, and a new wine that's coming out, coloring books, entrepreneur on many levels. So let's bring in Chef Smith and get this conversation started. Well, hey, Chef D, how are you?
I'm good. Hey, Miss Beverly, how are you?
I'm good. So tell us a little about yourself.
All right, I'm just a good old boy from New Orleans. I'm from New Orleans. I was in California for off and on for 20 years, but I'm a New Orleans native, and I learned my ins and outs of cooking from my mother and my uncle who's deceased. And I mean, this just was something that I picked on up at an early age. Yeah, I did go to culinary school, and I got certificates and the degree, but this was something this is a gift. This is basically a gift from God. I mean, like we was talking about earlier, I can just whip up something, not trying to be fancy or be fly or brag, but I mean, I can just get in the kitchen and just whip up something. I mean, it's no big old thought factor to it. I mean, I just get in the kitchen and do it.
So were you like a lot of us that when we were little, we spent time at our grandma's house and you were just in the kitchen?
Yeah, I spent time now, but not at grandmama's house. Grandmama was the house I went to get the clothes and get the money and all that. But grandma didn't cook at all. Grandma just worked to make sure everything else was taken care of. But I had an uncle that loved to cook. My mother loved to cook. So we lived with my my uncle after my mother got divorced. So I watched my uncle cook a lot. And my uncle just, he cooked every day. And I tell people every day, my household growing up, it wasn't just beans and rice. We had beans, rice, a vegetable. I mean, a protein, a salad. We had the whole 9 yards in my house.
You had the full course.
Yeah, we had it all. If I went by my aunt and them house, they just had beans and rice. You come to my house, we had 7 steaks, we had rice, we had gravy, we had it all. So he cooked every day. He cooked something different. So I kind of watched him on a daily basis as he cooked, and just picked up on his traits on what he was doing.
So that ignited the fire for you.
Kind of, sort of. Yeah, I tried something else coming up. I didn't go back to culinary school till I was in my late 20s. But I think I started my first catering company when I was like 23 in California. I was like 23. I was, and that's when I figured out that cooking was my thing. I started going to culinary school in California, and I figured out that cooking was my thing. So I went back to New Orleans, and I started going to school. And the Hilton paid for me to go to school. I worked my way up through the Hilton doing different things. And yeah, that's where I got my start at. I mean, I don't work for Applied Materials. I don't work for the president of Intel Corporation. I work for different jazz musicians, different gospel artists. I was the personal chef for Bishop Jerry Wayne Macklin of Church of God in Christ for many years. I mean, I just been doing a whole lot of things in my career. I mean, I'm a restaurateur. I got 2 restaurants here now in Arkansas. I got a little small grab and go cafe. And I'm also inside of a private country club here where I do nightly meal services for the members.
So as a chef, what's it like to blaze your own trail? Because, a lot of us that may have gone corporate, we know the playbook. You go to school, get the job, get the insurance. But as a chef, it sounds like you have so much creativity and leeway about how you want to blaze your own trail. So how was that like blazing your own trail from California to now having 2 locations?
When I first jumped out of the boat, I mean, like I said, I had a catering business way back in the early 90s, somewhere up in there. And I still work. But when I jumped out of the boat, like in 2004, in California, I opened my first Chef D's Cafe. I just stopped working at Applied Materials. I was running 5 cafes there, and I was just like, enough is enough. I'm gonna do my own thing. I found the building, and I done that for like a year. I got hurt in a car accident in New Orleans one year, so that kind of put me down for a year. But I bounced back. They said I wasn't gonna walk again and all this, but I started working for the bishop, and I just bounced back. I mean, in this business here, you just got to keep pushing. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. I work 7 days a week. You can say 16 to 18 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
People say you're gonna hurt yourself, but it's something that I do. I'm up every morning. I'm up by 4 o'clock in the morning.
But that's your passion, though.
And it's my passion. But I learned for going through therapy, just to get my own self together, that it's not my passion.
Mm-hmm.
The passion for me in cooking is my creativity. Cooking now is not the passion. It's the creativity of it. I mean, I don't overgrew the cooking part.
Mm-hmm.
I can almost do it. Sometimes it get boring. Like if it's not no excitement, it's boring.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to do something to light the fire to make it more exciting. So that's why I create a lot of different dishes. I do a lot of different things and just keep my mind running on different things. Because if it was just cooking, I probably would have been burnt myself out a long time ago.
So I just want to know, were these part of your creative ideas?
Yes, ma'am.
Because, y'all, these are part of his product lines that I have to order some more. But these two, I put almost on everything. So these were just birthed out of your own creativity?
Yes, ma'am. The Mama D's is actually named after my mother. I call her Mama D's. You got the original throwback container there. I didn't put it in a new black container like the other one, but you got the original throwback container. But yeah, those two is probably what most people say are the favorites, that New Orleans spice and that Mama D's, because they can go on just about anything. You can put them on anything.
And they do.
Yeah.
Go on everything.
They can go on everything.
Because they both have a silent kick. Where if you're not careful, you're like, well, I'm gonna just keep adding some more. I'm gonna just keep adding, and it'll sneak up on you.
Yeah.
Because I have put these everywhere, from poultry to turkey to soups to everything. And so, how long did it take you to come up with these type of products?
Actually, I started making my first. This set here I've been doing since 2000 and maybe 17. I revamped them, but I started back in 2005 or 2006. I had a Mother's Day brunch in Oakland, and that was one of my things that I gave away. I came up with my own spices, so I started doing that as gift baskets, making my own spices and sauces. So it's been a while. It's been since like 2005, 2006 that I've been working on this.
And then you came up with this one too. Y'all, this is my personal stash. So if it's dirty looking, don't judge me. So this came out of your own
brains. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Just sheer creativity.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I know you said earlier, when you come up with your ideas for making meals every day, you say you don't really have a set plan.
No, I don't write down nothing. I don't write it down. I get up in the morning, and during the night, I guess I'm wrestling with what I'm going to do, or thinking about what I got in my cooler and what can I do for a special. If I have to go to the butcher and have him to cut something, or if I done picked up some fish I got along the way at the supply place, like when I go to supplies, and I just know what I have in my stock, so I know what I can come up with in my mind. If I don't have to go to the, like most of my meat, I go get it butcher cut at one of the local stores here. So I just try to just think of something different. Just try to be more creative with the specials. It's not all about doing New Orleans favorite. Everybody think when they hear my name or they see me and I say I'm a New Orleans boy, they think I'm about to do Creole or Cajun. I can do a little bit of anything. Indian, African. I mean, you name it, I can do it.
So for someone that may be time pressed or may not be as savvy in the kitchen, what are some things that you would consider staples that we should all kind of have when preparing a meal? Because a lot of times when we hear cooking, it's easy for people to get intimidated. So what are some ideas beyond chicken?
You should always have pasta in your stash. You should always have some rice in your stash, and just milk or cream, always have that in your stash. Butter. I mean, because with this with milk, butter, and cream, and your pasta, that's a dish right there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can just whip up something, real quick. Even if you got noodles, I tell people if you got Roman noodles in your cabinet, you can take the Roman noodles and make them a full course meal. I mean, people be like, you can add vegetables to it. You can add shrimps. I mean, you got a whole meal right there.
So
Right, a 5-minute boiling pot of water with your noodles, and you can add all of this stuff into your noodles, and now you got a meal. Your
so you
kids
just
will
have
love
to
it.
be willing to add some razzmatazz to it.
Yes, you got it. You can just do it with a twist. Twist it up a little bit.
Huh. Watch, somebody right now got some ramen noodles in the house, and they sitting there thinking right now, wait, I can add some chicken to it.
Yeah, you can add chicken. You can add some sausage. I mean, when ramen noodles first come out in the 90s, I mean that was a go-to for us coming up in the hood in the project. I mean, you go to the corner store and them kids had to eat. You was gonna go get you $2 worth of smoked sausage and some ramen noodles, $3 for $1, and you was gonna make a hot meal. They was gonna have something hot to eat when they got out of school.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was just something that you have to think quick on your feet when you're cooking. Everybody's still thinking, you got to do like grandma done it. Grandma used to take 10 hours to cook a pot of cabbage. It don't take that long to cook cabbage, baby. You're cooking all the nutritions out of it. 5 hours to cook a pot of beans. No, it don't. It don't. People still, that's how my grandma taught me. Well, your grandma, you got to break out of that there.
And I think that's a thing that I know people that feel stuck, where they're like, unless I do it A, B, and C, then I can't cook.
No, that's not true. Because there's always a shortcut to getting around and cooking. People don't understand. Oh, I don't have milk, but it might have a can of cream. You take that can of cream and add a little bit of water to it. Now you got milk.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you just gotta know, how to improvise when you're in the kitchen. If you don't have salt, add a little more garlic. I mean, it's just different ways you got to learn, Even in my book, it got all these recipes. And if you look down into them, somewhere I think in this book in the back, they might have like substitutions on what you can use if you don't have something. And you got to know how to substitute. And that's where people go wrong at. They go buy all of this stuff. For example, my daughter cabinet full up with all these different spices. Baby, when you going to use all the spices? When are you going to use all the spices?
So do you think part of cooking is that you have to be willing to fail?
You have to. It's a fail. You have to fail. That's why I don't bake. Because I can take a pot of rice and cook it a little too long, but I can take that pot of rice and flip it into something else that takes for overcooked rice. Mm-hmm. When I'm baking a cake, I can't overcook a cake because now I can't do nothing with it but throw it away. But I can take and the cook in the kitchen, you gonna fail. That's how so many good dishes are made from failure. Mm-hmm. Because people fail, they're making it this way, but they fail, now I got it this way. Mm-hmm. They done made up something new that they don't from failing. Every day you learn something new in this kitchen. Every day is a learning process.
And I'm glad you alluded to that because I know a lot of times if we're not careful, we'll watch it on TV and everything comes out perfect the first time. So what I'm hearing is that when you're going into the kitchen, be willing to experiment and be okay if it don't turn out right.
Yeah, it's an experiment. It's science and it's math. Mm-hmm. Cooking is a science. You have to be willing. All science projects didn't come out right. Cooking is a science. If you know numbers and you're willing to do some experiments for as a science, you can make a meal. Cooking and math go together. Cooking and science go together.
That is very true. You are the second chef I've heard say that.
Yeah. They know what they're talking about.
You are the second chef that I heard say that because we had a talk at work and the chef was saying that when it comes down to it, you're always thinking about what vitamins are in the food, what nutrients are in the food. And so you're always thinking about how can I pair A with B to get what you need. And so we don't always think about that when we're eating. We're just like, I'm just going to, like you said, have a meat and rice and no vegetables.
Yeah.
So we have the restaurants, we have the brand, you have your brand line, and now you also are creating a wine.
Yes. That should drop this week. Hopefully, we had a little, with all this been going on. It's a Moscato wine. It's got citrus flavor to it. It's good. I mean, it should drop this. Hopefully, this by Friday, it should be ready to ship out of the manufacturer out of California. But we're working on it. We're working.
And so, will it be able for pre-order?
Yeah, we were taking some pre-orders. We took pre-orders. I think it's on the website. My website had to get a little bit more work done to it because the wine people, there's a lot of stipulations you have to sell alcohol beverages online. Mm-hmm. So they had to go back and look at it. But I think everything is pretty much straight now.
So you have a Moscato. So were there any taste testings done? Because I don't recall getting asked.
I'm going to have to see you about it when I put my hands on it.
So what encouraged you to go into wine?
I'm an entrepreneur, mm-hmm. and scared money don't make no money. So I'm always looking for something to do. You might hear me or see me sometime on Facebook and say I'm on a field trip because my mind is running and I'm looking for something else to do. Mm-hmm. I mean, everybody's doing the same thing. I mean, everybody's cooking the same thing from New Orleans to California, from California back to New Orleans. Right now in our community, everybody cooking crabs and corn and potatoes. I mean, it's good. Don't get me wrong. But everybody is cooking and nobody's thinking outside of the box. Mm-hmm. It's time to think outside the box. Whoever doing that on that corner, let them do that on that corner. You on this corner, you need to try to capitalize on this corner. What can I do on this corner that can bring those people from that corner to my corner and then go back to that corner to my corner? Mm-hmm. Instead of we all doing the same thing, it's not going to happen.
And part of what you just said in that is that it's not competition, it's contrast.
Yes.
Because if I can go to A and get a low country boil, I should be able to come to you.
Yeah.
And get something else.
Yeah, but we in our community, and I'm gonna keep saying our community, we're not looking at it like that. Everybody's looking to make that fast buck. And they're not looking at it for the long run. Mm-hmm. It's right. What's going on right now? It's crabs right now. All right, crabs and lamb. When crabs and lamb get tired, then what you gonna do? Now you gotta learn something else. Because now you've been cooking this crabs and lamb. So now you have to learn something else to do. And we have to get out of that mindset with competing with one another and trying to work together with one another. Black money, black power. So, and we don't put our money together, we're not gonna do nothing.
That is absolutely correct. So another tenet that I also heard, in addition to being willing to fail, being willing to try something new, is being innovative.
Yes.
And those to me are tenets of being an entrepreneur, period. That you have to be willing, like you just said, you're thinking about your next.
Yeah.
So while your other stuff is growing and marinating and you have that solid, you're also thinking about if person A is chef A is doing this, where can I find my niche?
Yeah. That's even with this coloring book right here. I mean, I called my artist.
Up in the frame so I can see.
I called my artist. I'm like, man, I got this idea. I want to do a coloring book. And I left the original. All these pictures was hand drawn for me.
Wait, are those recipes too?
Yeah, they have recipes in here and they have games.
I'm going to give me a coloring book.
They have, all of these little games and we have it all. It's all this kind of stuff. We got, and it's not, it's me as an African American Jew here, but it's us for other ethnic races also. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just me, it was just something I thought that our kids need to see. Our kids need to see that they are black chefs. You don't see us too much. Man, you see my boy Chef Jeff, you see who's working his tail off in Vegas working with these kids, but you don't see us on a regular.
And you're also introducing cooking to kids.
Yes. That's my main thing. I mean, I worked for many years in West Oakland in the projects with the kids. I had a cooking program. Well, I still have it, but I don't do it as much. It's called Cooking for Life. And I worked in the inner city with the kids. My program was picked up by the city of Oakland and the city of Hayward to work in the YMCA's and the youth programs that they had in Oakland. And it's just, I mean, we have to take our kids back. We are the village.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to do stuff to make them want to do it. They might think, in New Orleans, cooking is the way of living for us. So everybody cooks. But everybody, you know, they just go in there and they want to stay line cook. They want this because that's what they've been doing. That's what we were raised up on, hospitality. They just don't know. Chefs can make over 6 figures. Easy. And it's not hard. We make it hard. It's not hard. It's not hard. I can sit down if I want, but I love to work. I have a staff at this place and a staff at that place. They be like, chefs, no, I have to work. And that's one thing I got to learn to get back away from is I have to back out of the business and do other things that I'm trying to do. I don't want to be cooking for the next 10 years. I want to be doing things, innovating things where other people can do it. And I'm sleeping, but my bank account still say ching.
But that's a smart move because I'm glad you alluded to introducing cooking and culinary to other kids, to the next generation.
Yeah.
Like I said, at work we had a Chef Thomas, DW, I think I want to say. And he was saying that he cooks for the president.
Yeah.
And so he was alluding to that culinary doesn't just have to stop in one space.
No.
That said he cooks for the space program where he's thinking about what can we do to provide the astronauts and everything else. And so that is right on part of what you're saying, that it's that innovation of where else can I be? Yeah. Because like you said, a lot of times we just think of food and what cooking can do is just in the kitchen. But it's so much more than that. And I'm grateful that you introduce cooking to a new generation, because so many of us, I see the pictures and videos some of y'all been posting on TikTok, and some of y'all don't need to be in the kitchen. Because y'all gonna kill somebody with that undercooked chicken.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is that, because my niece has a background in culinary. She has a degree. And to me, the mark of a professional is when y'all make it look easy. And y'all make it look easy. So when you said the other day you posted just playing around in the kitchen, I'm like, just playing with my food. I was like, do you know I would have to Google a recipe to do that? Because see, my job was to take out the chicken growing up. My job, I took out the chicken and I went and did something else. So to see people that have this type of creativity, y'all have my utmost respect. Because I know that wasn't my ministry.
Yeah.
I had to take out the chicken ministry and make the Kool-Aid ministry. That was my ministry, and do laundry. So I knew which lane I belonged in. So in addition to the products, the coloring book, the wine, the restaurants, is there anything else that you're working on?
Yeah, well, I have this, my first cookbook. This is my second cookbook right here. But this one came out about a year and a half ago. This is Chef B's New Orleans Underground Chef. It's got some memoirs, some stuff, some struggles that I've been through, 2 recipes. But hopefully again, within this week also, it's a book I've been working on with. I started off with 10 chefs. I just selected 10 chefs from around that I have met. True, just in working. Now we down to, I think it's 5 of us. So I think the book got 5 African-American chefs in it. Mm-hmm. And that book should drop this week also. It's called Chef D's Underground Chefs, and it's 5 of us. I think it's 5 of us. Yeah. So that book should drop this week also. And I'm just, I took that project on. It's just, I try to help. I try to help other chefs, other people. I'm known and I'm all right and, just doing what I do. But I try to take the other chef that's just local in certain areas and bring them along with me, man. Let's do this. I got this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. You just come on for the ride and we're going to make this happen.
So now you are in a space where you're pulling up the next generation.
Yeah.
I love that. because it's so easy as an entrepreneur to become insulated and figure I'm here where I want to be. Don't nobody else matter. But you're in a space where
it's not
you're
insulated.
for
It's
other
called.
people.
It's what they're doing is they forget about where they come from.
Mm-hmm.
I would never forget about where I come from. I come up from the struggle. I didn't have nobody to teach me, take me by my hand. Them chefs I worked with back in the days, guess what? I can remember walking in the Hilton. I had been working in all these restaurants. This chef tells me, "Oh, you gonna work in a sports bar?" I said, "Okay, if that's what you want me to do, I need this job. I'm gonna work in a sports bar." I went from working. I never made it to the sports bar. I went to the fine dining. Somebody didn't show up one night. The night I started, somebody didn't show up, so I went to fine dining. From fine dining, I went to lead cook. From lead cook, I went to kitchen manager, sous chef. From sous chef, I went to, they made a position for me at a new hotel called executive assistant head chef. They made this position because I was dedicated to what I was doing. I was loyal. Even after back then, hanging in the streets, going, but I still made it to work. The Hilton paid for me to go to school. They had cats that had been at the Hilton for 15, 20 years. I'm like, dude, y'all don't know that this is me doing research. They pay for you to go to school. They're like, chef, how you go to school? The Hilton paying for me. The Hilton they ain't, they gonna reimburse me something because I researched it. And the people didn't like that I researched it because nobody else was doing it. They were doing it, but we wasn't doing it.
And this all stemmed from who knew in the course of one person not being at work put you on a path where you went from supposedly working in a sports bar.
Yeah. I put myself there because I'm dedicated. I work hard. Like I tell these young chefs now, whatever you want to know, ask me. I'm going to show you. I'm going to train you. I'm going to teach you. Don't come and tell me, oh, this is how my other chef took it. Because they're not going to teach you the right way. They're going to teach you the shortcut. How I learned everything I learned, because they wasn't showing us the game. I stole the game. Because every time he walked, I walked. When he bent over and wrote something, I was over his back when he wasn't paying attention. When he put his paperwork down, I was looking at his paperwork to see what he was writing and what he was doing. That's how I got the game. I'm trying to give the game away for free. Mm-hmm. You ain't got to pay me. I'm going to give you the game. I'm going to give it to you for free. I'm going to give it to you for free.
I like that. So it's one of those that you don't even have to worry about backstabbing.
No.
Because I'm giving you the cheat code.
I'm giving it to you. I'm giving you the game.
You just have to be willing to run the plays.
Yeah, you got to be willing to take it. Willing to accept what I'm giving you.
So where are you taking us, Chef?
I'm going to sit here. I got to put my phone on. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. So, Chef, I am loving the comments where, let's see, Camille said first, hey, Bestie. Hey, Mama. Hey, Terry. Hey, Camille. Camille said that she loves cooking. She learned very early on from her grandmother and mother on how to cook. And Vincent said, you need a team.
I do. I'm working with I've been talking to a food coach, and this guy actually laughed at me when I told him everything that I do. He was like, you don't have nobody? It's because I've been burnt so many times, so my trust factor is just not there. So I try to do it. I'm learning now since I've been here. I mean, I got a team right now. I can leave. I go to New Orleans. I leave them here, and it's good. If I was in New Orleans, if I was somewhere else, I would probably be working 24 hours straight around the clock. But I do. I'm working on it.
But that's a real thing with entrepreneurs across the board, where it's difficult for us to find a strong support team.
Yeah, it is. It's hard. Yeah, it's very hard.
So before we log out for the day, is there anything else you'd like for us to know, Chef?
No, you can follow me on Chef DZ. No, what it is. ChefDonaldSmith.com is my website. Or I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. Chef Donald Smith on Instagram. Chef D Services on Instagram and Facebook. The spices are there. The website got the spices, www.chefd.com. Yeah. The Mama D spices she's holding up, all I'm on there. I have 15 sauces and spices. That's the New Orleans blend. Yeah. Yeah.
This the other bottle I hadn't opened yet. I didn't want to bring out my little other raggedy bottle.
Yeah, I have a barbecue sauce also. And for y'all, that's out there and not actually from New Orleans and like making gumbo, I have a gumbo pack.
You
It's a,
do?
it's, it's a roux. It's basically it's a roux, and it kicks you off to get your gumbo started. And all you got to do is add your meats and your seafood. You can add a little more onion and celery, holy trinity if you want to, but it's all dehydrated in this pack. But it's just basically a dry roux, and you just
So
cook
for
it
the
up in there.
non-cookers, what's the Holy Trinity?
Onions, bell pepper, celery.
Okay, thank you. Because I saw somebody's wheels like her.
Oh yeah, we start everything in New Orleans with the Holy Trinity. That's it. Everything is in New Orleans. It started with that.
Well, thank you so much. Let's see. Terry says, I'll be following. Um, Looking forward to it. I'm gonna go ahead and put my order for the wine in. I don't know if you remember Rhoda Griffin that came on a few months ago that started her wine.
Yeah,
She's waiting on her certification to come back in from the state. So I'm excited for the both of you to
yeah,
have wines coming out.
yeah,
This is so exciting to know. This is the first time in my life I know two people from our community that have created a wine. And thank you for everything. Y'all definitely support and check out Chef D. His products are amazing from the gumbo mix, which is, y'all, if I can make it, y'all can make it. Let me just say that. If I can do it, you can do it too. I'm the poster child of if I can do it. Because I've grown from just taking the chicken out. I cook it now. So thank y'all so much. Y'all have a great evening, and we will see you next week.
All right, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
All right, talk to you later.
All right, bye.